Hello and welcome back to Murder by Numbers. I've decided that from now on I'm gonna not really do introductions and endings to the episodes like formally, if you want to call it that. I'm just gonna record a bunch and then I'm gonna cut it up afterwards, because I prefer to keep these episodes at a reasonable length, so somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes. And since I don't know yet how long each case is going to be, that's easier if I do it later on rather than just doing it while I'm recording. With that out of the way, let's go. Is there anything we could investigate right now? I'd assume we've investigated everything. Use Scout scanning mode to locate objects of interest. Move the viewport with the mouse and click to scan when the cursor turns fully red. Okay, that was... Oh, we actually can investigate things. So we'll start this episode off straight away with a puzzle. Alright. How far is that? Is that 10 by 10? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah. So we've got this for a start. 10 down as well, I assume. Yes. Okay. We've got 4 by 4, so that leaves 2 spaces in the middle, possibly. That also means though that these are definitely covered. Also means this is an X. What else do we have? We have an X here, we've got 1 here, an X here, an X here, 1 here, 2 here, and an X there, X there, X there. X here, 1 here, 1 here, and 2 here, X here. 2 here means this has to be an X, it had to be an X anyway. 3 and 3, the 3, X, 3, yep, that has to be like this. That is an X, that's black, X, 3, X. Alright, what about this? We've got 2 here somewhere, that doesn't help. That's an X. Still don't know about these. Okay, that's one. Oh, that's the only one in that whole row. So that is black. These 4 definitely cover these 3. What else can I do? This is covered. This is covered. So this has to be it. What else do we have around here? We've got 2 down here, so this is an X. Got 1 and 1, so these have to be X's. Wait, this doesn't work. That was me being stupid. So also I can remove that because that just didn't make any sense. It has to be like this. These need to be X's. So this, 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 this. Alright. I just thought, well, there's a 4 still missing. I completely ignored that that had to be part of the 4. Alright, we've got a 3 still here, so that has to cover these 2 at least. These can only be 1, so there's X's here and here. There's a 3 still missing here, and that can only fit in here. Also means that that is complete. We've got 2 here, completing that. We've got, what do we have? We've got 1 and 1. Okay, and here we've got a 2 though. So that needs to be there to fill the 2 up. So that can't be there, so this needs to be here. Also meaning that this needs to be here. This is an X. Oh, yeah. Which of these works? This doesn't work. It needs to be here. And here. There we go. What is that? An ID card. Oh yeah, I can see it now. Will we stay at Detective Rank D? Yes, we will. Huh, it's an ID card. Looks like it belongs to Tully. He seems to be quite forgetful with his belongings. Wait a second. This card says it's a Gridmore Studios ID, but I don't recognize the design at all. Do you think it's fake? Sorry, Anna. I have no reference to compare against. Perhaps there's someone more familiar with these cards who can help. Well, I'd assume maybe the security guard. Do we have anything else around here that we still need to investigate? Doesn't look like it. It's not turning red anymore. So at this point we'll question case C. Well, look who it is. The lady that's putting the heel into Gumshoe. That one needs a bit of work, but you get the idea. I should probably introduce you to Scout. Your new sidekick? You're trying to make me jealous. I'm Scout. He's some kind of investigation robot, we think? Sounds complicated. Yeah, it's probably easier if we don't try and explain it. Well, any friend of honor is a friend of mine. Nice to meet you, Scout. I've just resorted to calling her Honor now. I can't call her Honor. We're still not any closer to working out who killed Blake. Any ideas? Obviously we can discount ourselves. That only leaves Becky, Tully and John. Don't forget Bill. There's no way Bill is involved. He wouldn't hurt a fly. You're right. I don't think he could plan a murder even if he wanted to. Last week I saw him get startled by his own reflection. Don't be mean. He's got a good heart. Did I say he didn't? You can have a good heart and no brain. He's living proof. And you're proof that someone can have neither? Ah ho ho! Ho ho! What do you think about Becky? Could she have killed Blake? That girl can hold a grudge better than Joanne and Beth put together, and she wasn't exactly on good terms with Blake. Right, something about a contract disagreement? Don't suppose you heard any details through the gossip grapevine? As usual, she thinks she's not getting enough recognition. I heard she was demanding $100,000 for marketing. That's not so bad. The show could always use more marketing. Not for the show, for herself. You know, feature articles, billboards, the cover of Celeb Life magazine. The Starshine Awards are coming up and she's determined to win Best Actress this year. Does she really think she can force herself onto the shortlist through advertising? That's crazy. That's Becky, but Blake was having none of it. She's been trying to win that award for years. She's desperate. Who knows what she might resort to? What do you make of John? That weirdo with the bum bag? 3 out of 10, tops. That's not what I meant, for once. Fine. Well, there are fans and then there are fans. Like that girl we met outside the studio last year, she was intense. Like, chain you to a radiator and got all misery on your ass intense. How could I forget? She tried to cut off some of my hair. I'm not sure if John is in the same league of crazy, but don't you think it's weird that he showed up today of all days? Yeah, it certainly could be weird. Depends on how often fans like that show up around the studio, I guess. What about that contractor guy? Tully? Such a dour name for such a gorgeous guy. If he wasn't such a creep, he'd be a solid 7. Oh, sure, he tries it on with you and Becky. But what about me, huh? What am I, chopped liver? Honestly, I really am destined to be alone forever, aren't I? Might as well get a cat and start knitting my own jumpers. Oh babe, don't take this the wrong way, but maybe if you weren't quite so picky, you might have more luck. A girl should always know her worth, Honor. I wish I'd known that before I married Ryan. Anyway, let's focus. Do you think Tully is a real suspect? Don't be ridiculous. A murderer with those eyes? This coming from the man who said Jeffrey Dahmer had a certain mystique. Touché. Be honest, do you think there's a case against me? Please. How long have I known you now? 4 years? You're about as capable of murder as I am of giving my parents a grandchild. Thanks. I never suspected you either, for the record. I should hope not. Besides, if I was going to kill someone, I'd do it with far more flair. Blunt force trauma to the head is just so straight, you know? I guess. That's probably true. Do we have anything more to investigate then? If that's not going to do anything. Oh yes, apparently we do. We've got a coffee mug, right? Coffee mug right here. And we can start it off with an easy 10. A 4 and a 5 right here. Anything else? An 8. Well, it certainly covers these spots. 2 and a 7. Another 2 and a 7. How about that? We've only got a 3 here, so this can't be one. Got a 5 here, so these have to be filled up. Okay. What about that 6 down here? These do have to be filled up, don't they? Because that is guaranteed. If those were the last 2, if this was the last one, I'd need at least... Yeah, that should be right. What else do we have? We've got... Okay, this doesn't have to be the 6. We've got a 5 here. This could still be either of them. We've got a 3 here, so that's crossed off. That also means this is crossed off. 2 up there. 5. Okay. Got a 2 up here. Well, the 5 is crossed off. We can also cross off this one. This 5 is completed. This 5 is completed. With that out of the way, this has to be crossed off. Wait, this had to be the case anyway, even before that. Anything else? We've got a 1 furthest down here, and a 3 here, and a 3 here. This has to be at least... this starts off with a 4. So, yeah. This has to be this way. And we have to put a 2 down here, which means this is gone. There has to be a 1 here. Do we have the 5? We have the 5. The 6 could still be these. But if it starts here or if it starts here, at least this has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This as well. We've got 3 up here at 2, so that's gone. This 2 as well. So the 4 has to be this. This has to be a 1. This has to be filled out. So these need to be blank. The 1 has to be here. There's only 1s here, so this is blank. Got a 2 up here, we've got a 5 down here, this is blank. This is blank, this is blank, this is filled. Alright. That's probably the mug. A coffee pot, actually. That makes a bit more sense the way the picture looks. We're still rank D. What's this liquid, Anna? That's coffee. I don't know how I'd get through the day without it. I see. So it's kind of fuel, like gasoline? Kind of, but it tastes better. Or at least it's supposed to. The stuff from a coffee machine, on the other hand. I'm having difficulty understanding. Is this coffee machine a fuel dispenser? I apologize for asking so many questions. Many of the intratextual connections on my ontological database were lost when I was discarded. You lost me at ontological? Isn't that something to do with insects? I know many things, but the relationships between those things is unclear. I'm trying to rebuild them. I don't know if it's a fuel in Oscar. It's complicated. Not everything can be broken cleanly into simple facts like that. I see. You do? No, but my programming tells me that it is a good thing to say when faced with things I don't understand. I can't argue that. I see. Alright, do we have any other questions to Casey? No, but do we have anyone other than Casey to ask questions to? It doesn't really look... Oh, I can present him evidence. I forgot about that. Casey, do you know anything about ID cards? Hey, isn't that Tully on the photo? Yeah, I think it's his ID card, but I don't recognize the design. Any ideas? Sorry, doesn't look like any studio ID I've ever seen. Maybe try asking Bill. He checks those things every day. Yeah, that was what I was trying to do. You really need to clear out that bag, babe. Yep, day old coffee tastes better than it looks, but not by much. So can I actually ask Bill is the question here. Can I move? Is Bill in the office? He is.
Miss Mizrahi, you're still here.
Yep, I am still here, and I've got some questions for you. Hi Bill, how's it going? Still guarding the crime scene, huh?
Yeah, Detective Cross wasn't too happy about me going to get that tape. I had to talk him out of cuffing me to the desk.
I'm sorry, Bill. I didn't mean to get you in trouble.
Oh, don't mention it. I'm just glad you're off the hook. I always knew you had nothing to do with what happened to Blake.
Thanks. It's good to have you on my side.
You and Scout make a great team. It's a shame you can't help Detective Cross with the rest of the investigation.
Yes, we can. That's exactly what we're doing.
You are? Well, he seemed really mad at you guys. Kept saying things like, that damn vigilante and their flying computer.
Well, he didn't exactly give us permission, but there's something bigger behind Blake's death and we have to find out what.
Oh jeez, Detective Cross isn't going to like that. No one's supposed to touch anything in here. Don't look at me like that. I just don't want to make Detective Cross angry again. I don't think my blood pressure could handle it. Or his.
Don't worry about it, he'll never find out. What's your opinion of John Redfern?
Oh, we get kids trying to sneak into the studio all the time. I think he just picked the wrong day to try and get an autograph.
You don't think he seems kind of intense?
Oh, they're all like that. If you ask me, the kid got lost and now he's a murder suspect. His poor mother's probably worried sick.
Have you seen this toy guy before?
No, I don't think I have, and I never forget a face. But that's not too unusual for contractors. They come and go all the time.
He certainly looks big enough to kill someone, but why would Blake pick a fight with a contractor? He wouldn't now. I hate to even consider it, but it's possible Becky killed Blake. Did you know they were fighting over her contract?
Becky? Kill someone? But she's so nice.
I was just about to say that. Have you met Becky?
I know she seems rude sometimes, but I think there's a heart of gold in there somewhere. She probably just wants to be understood.
Didn't you say the same thing about that guy from accounting who set the office on fire a couple of years ago?
Well, you can't expect me to be right all the time.
Well, what do you make of this ID card, Bill?
That's a nice card. Feel the weight of that laminate? They don't make them like this anymore. I had an uncle who was a big shot in the lamination industry, you see, and he always said,
forget the lamination, Bill. It says it's a Grimoire Studios ID, but it doesn't look right. Is it a fake?
No, it's just an old design. They went out right around the time I started working here.
But that was years ago. Do you really think Tully has had a studio ID for that long?
It's possible. Just wait here, I'll go check our files.
And he leaves us alone on the murder scene again.
Oh, I nearly forgot. I found something under Blake's desk. Maybe that scout of yours can take a closer look.
He's not just leaving us alone at the murder scene, he's telling us to look at the murder scene. That could be evidence. Shouldn't you give it to Detective Cross?
I tried, but he was so busy yelling at me for leaving the room earlier that he wouldn't listen. Will you take a look?
We certainly will. It's nice that they already crossed that out for us. Where do we start here? Probably with the 7. I'm gonna just assume... Oops, that was one too many. These need to be black, which also puts this on the map. And also the respective X's after them. Anything we've got... Yeah, these are all 1s, so these are all X's. Automatically meaning these also have to be 1s. Same goes for this. And yeah, same goes for this. Which means this as a 3 is complete. Alright. What else do we have around here? We've got a 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, so this has to be filled out. Okay. That doesn't tell us anything about this column yet. Is that a column? Or is it? Yeah, that's a column. Okay, 1, 5, 1. So even if the 1 was here, then it's X, the 5 would start here. The latest 1, X, yeah, it has to be like this. Can't be any other way. Alright, so that's an X, that's an X. These are all X's. Can this even work any other way? No, it can't. It has to go like this. 3 is complete. 2 has to go here. What else do we have? This is a 1. That's complete. 2 needs to go here. This is complete. This again has to be like this. Here we've got a 1 followed by 3. So this needs to be like this. We've got a 2 here. So this is finished. We've got a 1 somewhere in either of those. It can't be here, so it has to be here. And this. Looks like a puppet. Oh, hair dye. Oh, I wasn't particularly close. 60,000. Yep. C. Detective rank up. A new bonus puzzle has been added to Scout's memory bank. It's a small bottle, half full of that dark liquid. Oh, is this more of the coffee you told me about earlier? I don't think you want to drink that. It's hair dye. But what was it doing in Blake's office? Perhaps he dyed his hair? It does appear to be a similar tone to Blake's. Strange. I didn't think Mr. Patterson used anything like that. Then again, we all thought my Aunt Agnes regrew a full head of hair at 91, but it turned out she'd gone senile and was wearing a carpet sample. You thought she regrew a full head of hair at 91. Not out of character, Bill, that's for sure. Blake didn't dye his hair, but maybe someone else does. Your friend Casey said he had an award-winning hair and makeup artist. Maybe he could tell us more. Good thinking. If anyone around here knows about hair dye, it's him. Now that Bill's gone, we finally got the crime scene to ourselves. We should scan the room and... Well, so much for that.
Oh, hello.
Tully, what are you doing here?
Me? I was just... It's kind of embarrassing. Can we talk?
Afterwards. We can finally investigate. What is it exactly? Alright. We'll find out afterwards, I guess. Okay, we've got a 7 here. So again... was it 1 too many again? Yep, like this. 5 is this one. Anything that tells us... There's a 6 here. Even if it started here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these two have to be filled out. Okay, there's a 7 down here and over here, so these need to be filled out too, do they? Wait a second. Let's remove that. That already had to be filled out. This 7, 2, 4, yes, it does have to be filled out. Alright. What do we have? 5s could be here too. Actually, 1, 2, yeah. This has to be like this. This 5 has to go down here too. We can't say too much about this yet, but we can. 3, 4, 5. This has to be filled out. So this has to be filled out, this has to be crossed off, meaning this has to be filled out, this has to be crossed off. And if we want 5, we need it like this. We need 1, so this, 4, this, yeah, that's fine. Anything else we have over here? Probably not. This ends with a 3, so this is guaranteed. This has to be filled out. This starts with a 6 and then a 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all of those. Alright. The 7... It's already 6 here, so this is crossed off. There's a 2 at the start here, so this, this 2 here. This doesn't work. What? That's not good. That's also pretty early for something to not work. But this can't be the issue, so the issue has to be here somewhere. This is still fine. Why does this not work? Let's put those away for now. This too. If we start with a 2 here, can I go in this here? Maybe put this away. This out, put this in. Possibly? There's only a 4 here, so that doesn't work, unfortunately. You know what? How can I restart this? Reset the puzzle. Yes. That SFX was way too loud, by the way. Apologies. This didn't work. We'll go again. Like this. I messed up there somewhere. You can tell me where it was if you realized, but I was past the point of no return. Like, that just wasn't fixable. 5. Either way. Okay, I made the assumption. I know what went wrong, or what could have went wrong. I made the assumption that this had to be. It doesn't have to be. It can still be this. That doesn't need to be a black block here. That's basically what I was trying to say. But with this 6 right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these two have to be filled out. Alright, where do I go from here? This is gone. Alright, the 5s don't help me much, the 6s do. There has to be a black block here. Because of that, there has to be a black block here too. Alright, what else? A 6 again here means this has to be filled out. Because a 6 would definitely go to here and it would start from here. It would even have to be this one. Because we've already got one covered here. That at the same time does mean though, which again puts me at, so that wasn't the wrong thing. There has to be a black block here if I want to get 5 there. So I'm at 6 now, so that automatically means these have to be empty. With the 6 for this one. Oh wait, 1 empty, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just counting that, yeah, matches. Alright. Does this have to be the 4? It does have to be the 4. So this is black. Alright. What else do we have? There's a 6 here. This can't be the 2. So, I still need 2 down here. So even if that was 1, 2, that's blank. This could be empty. No, it can't be because that needs to be 6 that way. Because this starts off with a 6, this has to be filled out. This ends with a 5, so this has to be filled out. This has to be blank. Putting the 1s here. There's a 5 here. That doesn't tell us much. This doesn't tell us much either. This has to start with a 2. And the 4 is done, so this is gone. This has to be a 5, so this is filled up. This is blank. What now? We can do something with this 5, probably. This has to be the 3. This has to be the 5. So even if the 3 end... Yeah. these have to all be filled out. This has to be blank, this has to be the 3 then. So the 2 have to be this, the 5 doesn't have to be this. Stop making mistakes. This has to be the 2 though. This has to be the other 2, so this has to be filled out. But this has to be blank. I think I messed up somewhere in there earlier. We have to have this as the 4, this is a 1. This is a 1, this is a 1. These have to be gone as well, because the 5 can't extend past it. This has to be gone as well, so automatically because of the 4, this has to be gone, this has to be filled up. The 2 is this is empty. Wait, no, this is filled up because of the 2. Okay. Now, a 6 needs to be this as well. This needs to be gone, this needs to be filled out. What do we have here? 4 and a 3, this needs to be blank. Got 1 1 still, 1 blank, 1 blank. Okay, that isn't guaranteed. Do you have anything left that's guaranteed? Is it? This is gone. Because I've finished that row. So this has to be like this, which means this and this is gone. There still has to be a 1 in here. Or, wait a second. This needs to be full. This needs to be blank. This needs to be full. This needs to be blank. This needs to be full. There we go. An orange? A phone receiver. Same thing. Oh, yeah, I see it. It's just half of a phone. Phone receiver.